Last week, Texas Congressman Joe Barton compared the current college football bowl system to communism. He called the BCS BS, considering how unbeaten teams like Utah and Boise State, along with other non-BCS schools in years past, have had no shot at the national championship. So what does another non-BCS school like Toledo think about all this? We spoke with new head coach Tim Beckman. Playoffs or no playoffs?
Well, I'm kind of a proponent of not having them. I think just because of the fact of the amount of time that it would take our student athletes out of the classroom. I think it would also take away from one of our regular season football games. They'd have to cut it back to either 10 or 11 games to provide a, four-game playoff system or five-game playoff system. I've been involved in it in 1AA. I think it was a great thing when I was in 1AA. But this is Division I football, and the BCS bowl games have been very, very rewarding for each player that's been involved.
So what's the difference between, having it work in Division I AA and it not really being able to work in Division 1A?
Well, I think the first thing that you talk about is the amount of time in each schedule. You've got a 13th game as a championship football game in your conference, and then a 14th game being a bowl. 1AA football is usually 10 to 11 football games, and then they get them started into their playoff system.
If Toledo went unbeaten during the season, you guys didn't get a shot at the national title, how would you feel?
Of course, you'd always want the opportunity to play in the biggest venue, and Utah wasn't able to do that this last football season, but Utah still was in the Sugar Bowl and still got to play a formidable opponent in Alabama, and it was a great opportunity for them and a very rewarding experience, I'm sure, for their players and for the university itself.
Utah, of course, ended up winning that Sugar Bowl. High school lacrosse, two-time defending state champs Sylvania facing rivals St. John's. Drew Stansley, second half, shoots and scores to make a 6-zip. He had a hat trick. Same with Tripper Northrup. He had 3 goals. This one made it 8-1. Sylvania wins 10-6. That's her blitz. Here's your scoreboard.